Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And it's Vicki Marie with a cup of tea this morning. Um, for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Vicki Marie. I chat about true crime. I am based in mainland Spain, where it is 9 minutes past 10 a.m. in the morning. It is 29 degrees and rising. Today's going to be another boiling hot day in the 40s, early 40s. But thankfully, supposedly, tomorrow the temperatures are going to drop because we have had a real heat wave. We got, oh God, a ola de calor, a heat wave, but oh my God, it really has been. Yesterday, oh my God, it was like, if you ever wonder what hell might be like, that's how it felt here. But anyway, I've had a fantastic weekend. I hope you've all had a good weekend. So I wanted to start off because those of you who know my channel, you'll know this was my birthday weekend. I've been one more year around the sun. My birthday weekend started on Friday and unfortunately is over now, but I had such a lovely time. I can't tell. Well, I'll be talking a lot more about it in the members on Thursday. I've got videos, I've got photos. It was just fabulous. It was just a round of eating in nice restaurants, drinking, dancing, driving around, seeing the sights, we went to the beach, didn't get out the car because it was too hot. It's just been so hot. It's the hottest weekend of the year here in Spain, and it was my birthday weekend. But the good thing is, when we're in these lovely restaurants and things, just insisting on a table right under the aircon. But a bar that we were in yesterday had no aircon. That was the worst. And we were just sort of hanging around really because my niece, who's out for the weekend, we were waiting for a bus. So she was getting a bus to the airport. And we sat in this bar. Do you know how much liquid, and I don't mean all alcoholic liquid, I have not stopped drinking one thing or another because you've just got to stay hydrated. It's been slushes, it's been beer, or it's been, I don't think I've had any spirits actually. Beer, mainly beer because you're thirsty. Beers, slushes. I have had an Irish coffee at some point. Yeah, mainly beer, really. A bit of whiskey and Coke. But you just constantly really got to be hydrating. It's just, honestly, it's like living in a greenhouse, literally, or a sauna. Imagine how you are in the sauna, how hot it gets. Anyway, it was still fabulous. And in the restaurants, as I say, we were full aircon. So that was a relief. And of course, all the shops you go in and things like that are all, got good aircon. So it's not been that bad. Just can't wait, just needs to drop just about 10 degrees. 20s are fine, or even high 20s, even 30. I can cope with because I've got used to 40 now. So 30 will be a relief. Fabulous weekend. That's what I wanted to thank everybody for. I haven't even got through all the messages that have been sent, emails to wish me a happy birthday. People have bought me coffees or sent super stickers, etc. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I'm sorry I'm a bit slow getting through everything, but I haven't been on the computer really properly since Friday. And I will catch up this week. I appreciate all of it more than you can imagine. I really appreciate it. It's been fantastic. And then yesterday, when we were in I went for a Chinese yesterday, lunchtime. I've been sang happy birthday to so many times because, number one son and his friends. I went out with my niece, number one son and his friends. And every excuse they'd break into happy birthday, either in Spanish or English. And then the whole restaurant joins in. So, like, oh my God. But I mean, it was lovely. So I've been sung happy birthday to about 300 times. And when we were in the Chinese yesterday, after I'd been sung happy birthday, because I didn't say it was my birthday or anything. She came out with a bag for me, a present, and brought me out a bottle of red wine. I think it's red. Yeah, brought me out a bottle of red wine for my birthday in the Chinese restaurant. So that was lovely. So yeah, I've had some lovely presents. I've not hardly spent a penny because, my number one son actually sort of paid everything, and my niece, and then of course Chatters sent me some money and things like by Kofi's and stuff. So I just feel really treated, really lucky. So I just wanted to thank everybody for that. Really, I mean, thank you to, everyone who watches, whatever, whether it's my birthday or, but these are just special thanks for all my birthday wishes. People sent me virtual birthday cards. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so lucky. I am lucky. I know I'm lucky. I don't feel very lucky sometimes when it's 40 degrees. But you know what? It's 40 degrees for everyone, not just me. And I'm lucky. Yesterday, I had to be out in it quite a lot. But normally, I don't have to be out in it, do I? I work at home. So I can hide from it, this heat. And some people have to work in this. And then I feel for all the animals. And then there's all the wildfires and everything here in Spain, which luckily are nowhere near me. They haven't affected, touch wood, they haven't affected us at all. So you've got a lot to be grateful for, haven't you, even though it is 40 degrees. So I don't know how they go on in countries where it's always that heat, like, or even higher. Just don't know how they cope. So I thank you. Thank you. So now what am I going to do now? Oh, so I wanted to thank everybody. Sorry, I'm still a little bit non-compos mentis. I wanted to thank everybody first, and then I wanted to talk about, because I've not been talking about any cases. There's quite a few that I've got updates on, etc. But I'll have to just get through them this week, because what I want to talk about in this video, and I haven't got very long because I've got Spanish classes later, is this very strange case, isn't it, from America, of this poor baby Emmanuel, 7 months old. And his mom says she was changing his diaper or his nappy in the back of the car, and somebody just came and sort of attacked her, and when she woke up, the baby was gone. And of course, a lot of people are quite skeptical of it because, well, you've got to be skeptical in a way. But, of course, it does happen. Children do get kidnapped. But that's what we're going to look at. And then there's the father who's got a history of child abuse, actually. And the mother, she's got a black eye. In fact, she looks like she's got the remnants of 2 black eyes. Not from the assault when the baby was stolen, but obviously older injuries. So we're going to have a little look at that. As I say, I haven't got much time to look at it. Also, although I've sort of seen it on the periphery this weekend, because I've been sort of partying everything, I haven't gone into this story properly. So I'm sort of coming into it quite new as well. Where is baby Emmanuel? And why would someone kidnap him? Why would they kidnap him? I don't think there's been any ransom demands. I don't think they've, with respect, I don't think they've got the sort of money to give for ransoms anyway. But of course, people do steal children maybe for trafficking and stuff like that. This poor little baby, it just seems, it's very sad. Anyway, but I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like something's going to break sooner or later with this case. So let's have a look at it and see what's happened. So, hello. Let me take my thank you banner off now. Oh, so we had just waffling on a bit, because I am going to cut this later and just put the thing out about the poor Emmanuel being kidnapped. But we had a very interesting weekend. You think my little quiet village, nothing hardly ever happens, but it certainly did this weekend. But most of it was us causing ruckus. But no, and then actually, I shouldn't say it on public. I'll say when we're on the members on Thursday, I'm going to talk about my birthday and show the videos and everything. It was certainly an interesting time. So, hi, loathsome lurkers. Oh, sorry, no, I'm not supposed to. See what I mean? I'm not quite with it. Hi, lovely lurkers. You get a kiss. Hi, loathsome lurkers. You don't get a kiss. And hi to replay crew. Thank you for watching. Oh my God, it'll probably be a week before I get over this weekend. And now I'm going to come into the chat and say hello to those of you who are brave enough to be in the chat. And don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Oh God, this is going to be a disaster, isn't it? Oh, right. Hi, Angel. Hi, Bluebell. Are you back home safely? I take it now. Yeah, you'll be all jet lagged. Hi, David. Oh, I did enjoy myself. It was brilliant because I am a party animal. I've always been a party animal, but I think COVID sort of spoiled everyone from being party animals, didn't it? Really, but no, I had a great time. I had a fantastic time. So number one son, I didn't get in till 1:30, 2 o'clock. But that's early in Spain. So number one son and his friends, they went on to a club afterwards and everything. And he rolled in at 9 o'clock in the morning. Now I don't think I could have quite managed that, but maybe I could have if I would have gone. It was so hot as well, you see. So, but quite often I go to the beach in the summer at night because that's the only place where it's cool. But anyway, I didn't get there. I couldn't drive there, obviously, because I'd had too much to drink. But yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning he rolled in. Oh, just. It's funny because I just haven't been out. And even when I used to go out more, I didn't really go out more in the village. I'd go to other places because a lot of my friends live from other places. So we'd sort of meet in the middle somewhere. But it was nice to go out in the village because there's actually, I was thinking my little village, there's a lot to do here. Seeing out such a tiny little village, loads of restaurants, lovely restaurants. Friday night we went to a Spanish restaurant. Saturday night we went to what we call international cuisine. And number one son was paying for that. So he's like, oh, have whatever you want. It was like a bit of a revelation because I was thinking, oh God, he's going to be sat watching everything I have. But no, he was very, very generous. He must be after something. And as I say, yeah, even dancing and we've got some videos. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to showing those. So let's have a look at this case. It's the weirdest thing. Let me read to you first an article so that you know, because some of you might not know about it. Let's have a look. Come on. I think it's, yeah. So this is in YUCAIPA in America. Oh, I've got another video. Now, let me just turn that down. I don't even know where YUCAIPA is. Let's have a look on the map first of all. So this happened, outside a shopping centre, apparently. Oh, Los Angeles, it says. Let's have a... Oh, well, I think most of us... Let me just... Yeah, California. So I think most of us probably know where California is. David, he did until the weekend. I think he's spent it all now. But yeah, I think you're right most of the time. What am I sharing? Sorry, I'm just not with it at all. What am I doing? Don't even know what I'm doing. Right, I was sharing it. Now I've turned it off. Let's put it back on again. Yes. So, YUCAIPA family pleads for missing baby's safe return. So let's have a look, get the background of it.
Now to a frantic search for a missing baby boy snatched from a store last night in YUCAIPA.
KCAL's Joy Benedict spoke to the mother who says someone attacked her and took off with her baby.
As word has spread that a 7-month-old boy is missing, folks from all over the community are showing up here at this parking lot trying to figure out what they can do to help. Meanwhile, this mother has a desperate plea to get her son back.
I'm begging you, please, if anything, if you know anything, please, I'm just begging you to bring up.
But she's not making much eye contact, has she? Now, the thing is, we have to be careful because she's not been arrested. It's not been said she's a suspect. She has got a black eye, at least one black eye. If I suspected anyone in this case, it would probably... so this was Wednesday. When was this? It was sometime in the week. I think it was about Wednesday that it happened. Is it something to do with the husband? But, he's not been arrested. But he's got a history of abusing his children. He's been in trouble before for child abuse. Not in an sex way, but for physical abuse. And there's her with this massive black eye. You can't blame people for wondering, can you?
It is a desperate plea from a mother surviving the unimaginable as her 7-month-old son is missing.
He has little wavy hair and light brown hair, so soft, like a feather, with beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful baby, energetic, very playful, very...
Now, notice she talks about him in the past tense all the time. He had beautiful brown eyes. He was very playful. This poor little boy, it breaks my heart, this picture, actually. Now, I don't know if he's got a problem with one of his eyes or whatever. He doesn't look, he's not very smiley, is he? I mean, if he is a baby with some physical problems and maybe he's cried a lot, these sort of parents, like the father, from the sound of him, he's got a bit of a short fuse. It's like... they can't put... Why do they have children? This is... Now, as I say, we don't know that this couple, either one of them, has done anything to this baby. But, of course, it does happen. Why do people have children? Don't they know that babies cry? Don't they know that toddlers are a nightmare? Don't they know that teenagers are a nightmare? Don't they do their homework? They just have babies just for what? Like, do they think they're just going to lie there as good as gold and never cry? I mean, what? Just honestly, some people, you just think, God, shouldn't be allowed to have children. And then you've got other people who are desperate for children and can't have them. It's so very sad and ironic.
Happy.
Emmanuel Haro stood next to her husband, surrounded by friends as they showed up to this Big 5 parking lot in YUCAIPA to hand out flyers, desperate to do something to bring him back.
To the person who took my son, please just give him back to us. We'll forgive you.
Yeah, here's the father. Well, sorry, neither of them actually have any tears. They're doing the errand passing, crying. Not even mopping their eyes and pretending, really, and looking at the fingertips to look at nothing. Neither of them actually manage any tears. It's just you're thinking about how you would be as a mother, besides the father, but it's talking about a mother who's changing her son's nappy, supposedly, in a shopping centre parking lot. Somebody attacks her and steals her baby. I'd have to be sedated. Do you know, I'd be in hospital. How can you not be? Your baby has been taken and you've been viciously attacked. And she's like, no doubt the police will have asked them to make appeals. To me, this guy doesn't have any sadness in his eyes whatsoever. But then we have to remember, some people, you know, everybody shows their sadness in a different ways, or shows distress in a different way. So, you know, I'm just giving my opinion. I don't know if he's done something to the baby or she has or whatever. We don't know it. And until they're actually arrested, or if the police say they're suspects or whatever, we have to remember that. They have another child, which is a bit scary, to be honest.
Well, we won't bother you. We just want a baby boy.
The Haros say they were in YUCAIPA for another child's football practice when Rebecca took their youngest of 6 children, Emmanuel, with her to this store to get a mouthpiece for their older son. She says when she got out of their pickup truck,
she said youngest of 6 children. 6 children. Now, come on. You might, you know, if you don't like children, or maybe, you know, they've had poor little Emmanuel, maybe he has got a disability and they can't cope with it. I don't know. But bearing in mind that the father has been in trouble before, why have 6 children? You know, we're not living in the bloody dark ages when there's no contraception, and, you know, or the Pope won't let you take a contraception or whatever if you're Catholic. You know, we're living in a society where really unwanted children, if you like, or, you know, it's not necessary. You know, you can stop yourself from having children. Yes, mistakes can happen, but 6 mistakes is too, you know, that's not true, is it? So, you know, they've had these children, and they can't, you know, well, I don't know. I shouldn't say, you know, I have to say, allegedly, they can't look after him.
she realized 7-month-old Emmanuel needed a diaper change.
I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair, and I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola," and I couldn't even turn, and I was just, I don't remember nothing.
She says she was struck from behind.
I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
She says her child was gone.
I came back to get my phone and call 911. I ran the whole perimeter and there's nothing here. I didn't see him. I didn't see nothing. Nobody saw nothing. There's no cameras here. There's no lighting. And they should have something.
The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says it.
No cameras. No cameras, no lighting. Funny that. So to stop her car and change her son's nappy, she picked the place, the part of the shopping centre where there was no cameras and no lighting. She was pointed that out, didn't she? Now, one, would you even think about that? Like, there's 2 things that, you know, like if you were wanting to do that, would you even think, you know, you'd just park up anywhere, wouldn't you, to do it? And but she knew there was no, you know, she actually mentioned no lighting, no cameras. How would you even know that? You know, because that's what was picked, maybe, the place that had no cameras, no lighting. Of course, in all these stores now, in all these centro comerciales, commercial centres, shopping centres, we have baby changing facilities as well. So if you felt a bit sort of vulnerable in the car park doing that, why not go into the servicios, into the toilets, and use the baby changing facilities? I think, you know, I noticed in that bar we were in yesterday for a half day, they had baby changing facilities in their loos. I think it's law now, isn't it? Anyway, but if you decided not to and you did it in the car, that's fine. Why not? But funny that, isn't it? Out of all the places that they could have chosen to park, that she could have chosen to park up. She parked up in that. And where were the other children, I wonder, when that was happening? Where were they? Were they in the car? Were they at home? There's a lot we don't know yet.
Got the call of a kidnapping around 7:30 Thursday night, and they are actively searching for the little boy.
Oh, bless.
And as this family prays for the best, they can't help but fear the worst. So they're asking whoever has him to simply
Just makes you wonder what he was actually praying for there. Was it for them to find the baby, or praying that he gets away with it? I feel a bit bad saying these things because, of course, he might have had nothing to do with it. But do you know what? You just get that sinking feeling. Now, there's just recently as well, I noticed when I was looking up, researching a little bit this morning, this case, because I haven't been able to research it properly because I've just not been on the computer or anything. So I'll just be sort of skating it over it a bit today, this morning, because I've got classes and that. But there was another lady and her baby they were looking for, and in America. And very sadly, but of course there was thoughts that this woman might have taken off the baby and done something to both of them, etc. And anyway, what's happened is they've been found, unfortunately, deceased. They've gone into water. You know, they've gone over a bridge or something and into water. And there's signs that she tried desperately to save both of them. So sometimes things do happen, you know, that are not what you think. And it could very well be that this baby was kidnapped, you know, but I don't know. Is that the police in that area will know if that's something that happens. As I say, they're not likely to have kidnapped this boy for a ransom because I don't think they're a couple with money. So the only thing they would have kidnapped this boy for, this bless his little heart, is child trafficking or something. But you know, or like people buy babies, don't they, supposedly? So I suppose that's a possibility. But yeah, it does look like he's got some sort of disability, this boy, bless him.
give him back.
Don't hurt him, and please feed him. Take care of him.
Please don't hurt him and protect him and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
This family lives in Cabazon, not too far away, and they say they have never felt
That was a real Erin Patterson moment there. Let's watch that again. Bring them back to their parents who loved him. I love them. And no tears. Again, no tears from this woman. From this desperate mother, no tears. And she can't make eye contact, can she?
And just bring him back to his parents that love him.
this family lives
Love him, and then the shake of the head, closing the eyes, the shake of the head. I love them. Just remind me of Erin.
in Cabazon, not too far away, and they say they have never felt unsafe here in YUCAIPA. They say the sheriff's department is doing everything they can to try and get their son back. From YUCAIPA, I'm Joy Benedict, KCAL News.
So there's a little bit of the background to it. Now let me put that window down. Now, there was a very interesting article that came up when I was, you know, looking for like a video to show. Because as I say, I'm just really giving, because this, I'm going to cover this case, but as I say, I haven't got much time today to go into it too deep. But one thing that did, this article came up while I was sort of Googling. I thought, well, that's really interesting. Because, you know, of course, parents do kill their children. Mothers do. In fact, overwhelmingly, it is mothers who kill their parents. And overwhelmingly, apparently, according to this article that we're going to read, out of all the children, you know, that end up being murdered by parents, it's normally the mother and it's normally the biological parents. It's more often it's biological parents than step parents. So it was very interesting. So I'm going to read it out to you anyway. It's like an article about from Psychology Today. about when parents claim abduction, the Emmanuel Haro case. So someone's written this article in response to what's happened. Now, I don't know if you know about Susan Smith. She's, I'd say famous, but infamous. Susan Smith murdered her children, didn't she? Because for a man, because she was in love with a man who didn't want children. So obviously she already had children to another relationship, and he said he discontinued their relationship because he said, I don't want to be a father, I don't want a relationship with someone with children. At least he was honest with her. So what did she do? She took her children out in the car, shot them, and then drove them to the hospital. Said she'd been carjacked by black male. So there's real racist undertones in there as well. It was either a black male or a Hispanic male. And the children, I think one of them survived. I'll look at her case one day. That was Susan Smith, wasn't it? And then there was was that? God, because there's been a few. And then there was another woman whose van, she said her van rolled back into a river, into water, and she couldn't get to the children in time. And that's how, and that was another one. Let me make sure who I'm talking about, because who was the other one? So Susan Smith might have been the one with the van. Oh yeah, the other one was Diane Downs. Yeah, Susan Smith was the one where the van rolled backwards into the water, she said. She strapped her children in the car seats. Let's have a look at her. She was trying to get out not long ago. She's only 53 now. She killed her 2 children by strapping them into their car seats and rolling her car into a lake in South Carolina. And then Diane Downs, she was the other one, wasn't she? She was the one that shot them because the guy that she was interested in. Yeah, let's have a look at her. Yeah, Diane Downs, she murdered her daughter and attempted to murder her other 2 children, but they survived. And she made claims a bit similar to that woman's making. A man had attempted to carjack her and had shot the children. Oh, I didn't know she'd escaped. So she was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility. I mean, she's a right nutter. In fact, you've got to be a bit of a nutter to murder your children anyway, haven't you? But she seemed to revel in all the television attention and everything. She was loving it. She didn't give a shit about her children. I think the other one was perhaps a little bit more, maybe, she had mental health issues, but not necessarily enjoying the attention. Oh, she's another one, is she? Oh, she's another one who claimed that a black man had kidnapped her sons during a carjacking. Do you know what? It really is a crazy world, isn't it? They're just... Anyway, I hope she never gets out. So she's still in prison. When's she coming out? Or when she up for parole? Anyway, I'm going to cover those... going back to it. I'm going to cover those cases at some point. Because these are women, mothers. You can't get your head around women that kill in general sometimes, but women who kill their own children or anyone. Killing children is that worst thing, isn't it? The vulnerability of children. But we'll see. Okay, let's go back to this article. So Susan Smith, one of those that we just looked at, wasn't the first or the last parent to fake a child abduction to cover up a murder. I've observed 44 similar cases that took place over the past 75 years. And the recent case of baby Emmanuel Haro shares similar red flags as police say the mum has stopped cooperating. Yeah, they start off cooperating until they realise nobody believes them. Then they stop. So 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro vanished from Big Five Sporting Goods parking lot in YUCAIPA, California on August the 14th. So that was Thursday, wasn't it? His mother, Rebecca Haro, told police she was changing his diaper beside her car when a stranger said hola, attacked her and kidnapped her baby. And you know, each time I read this story out, I'm thinking that's a load of rubbish. She woke up with a black eye. Now that black eye she had is not recent black eye, is it? That black eye she's got is an old black eye. It's every parent's nightmare. It's also a story I've heard before. And much more rarely, I've also heard this one. Law enforcement starts noticing inconsistencies in the parent's story. The parent suddenly stops cooperating. Skeletons in the family emerge and the parent is revealed as the perpetrator. I have reviewed some 40 cases of what I call staged abduction filicide. I watch cases like Emmanuel's with a mixture of hope and dread. Hope that this baby will be found safe. I mean, it does sometimes happen. Dread because certain details trigger alarm bells based on patterns I've reviewed spanning 75 years. No charges have been filed, and the mother may be telling the complete truth. The vast majority of parents who report children missing are genuine victims experiencing unimaginable trauma. Well, that's it. So we can't forget these sort of parents. Don't you think you can tell the difference? You know, when April Smith went missing, you know, or when Sarah Payne, when she went missing, the difference when the girls from Soham went missing, Jessica and Holly, and you saw their parents being interviewed, the difference. I think you can tell when someone is genuinely heartbroken. I mean, I'll never forget Jessica and Holly's parents being abducted after they disappeared, and the father, Kevin, of Holly, he was just looked like, you could tell he was going through hell. Big shadows under his eyes. This is how people look when their children are missing and they really don't know what's happened to them. Sorry, not April Smith that I mentioned earlier, April Jones. I was watching a little, because her father died not long ago, did he? And again, her mother and father, you know, distraught, completely distraught. So, however, I have observed that certain patterns, when they appear, warrant careful investigation, not to persecute grieving parents, but to ensure that no investigative avenue is overlooked when a child's life may hang in the balance. So, she goes through the red flags. And she says, I identify specific warning signs that distinguish genuine abductions from staged ones. And the Haro case presents several. The convenient witness elimination. Rebecca Haro claims she was knocked unconscious, eliminating herself as a witness to the actual abduction. And perpetrators often claim they were incapacitated, therefore unable to identify their child's attacker. The vague attacker, despite being conscious enough to hear hola, she does not describe the attacker. Staged abduction cases feature similarly phantom-like assailants. I think they always blame like a black person or a Hispanic person as well. The physical evidence, a black eye serves as visible proof of an attack. Several cases I have observed include self-inflicted injuries to support the abduction narrative. That black eye she had was not done on Thursday. 100%. That black eye she had is from a little while ago, isn't it? Sorry, I put this on this article. And the most concerning is that she has now stopped cooperating with the police. And then she goes on to talk about these other cases. In 1994, Susan Smith told the world that a black man carjacked her vehicle with her 2 sons inside, made tearful pleas, and 9 days later she confessed to drowning them. In 2012, Stuart Hazel, we've covered this on this channel. He's the stepfather, though, not the father. He reported Tia Sharp missing and joined search efforts before her body was found in the attic. In 2019, Megan Boswell gave conflicting stories about her daughter Evelyn's whereabouts for months before the child's body was found. I don't know that case. Luciano Fratellin is currently charged with second-degree murder for the 2025 death of his 9-year-old Melina after claiming she was abducted by 2 men in a white van. These, I don't know that case either, I'll have to look them up. These are not isolated incidents. I've reviewed 44 verified cases where parents killed their children, then created elaborate abduction stories to deflect suspicion, and I call this phenomenon staged abduction filicide. And the data shows 80% of perpetrators were biological parents. Mothers acting alone accounted for 60% of all cases. 60% involved violent intruder scenarios, carjackers, masked men, home invasions. And 40% claimed their child simply wandered off or disappeared. And the murders were motivated primarily by one of 2 factors: fatal child abuse escalating to murder, which was 55%, or viewing the child as an obstacle to be removed, 45%. So we'll see. I've got no more time now to go into any more, but she's saying if this follows the same pattern, what we will see are changes or contradictions in the mother's story, a discovery of family stresses or previous child welfare concerns. There's already previous child welfare concerns, and physical evidence that doesn't match the abduction narrative. Sometimes the real monster isn't a stranger saying hola in a parking lot, because sometimes the monster is already home. More often, isn't it? People more often, in general, never mind just children, are killed by people they know, not people, casual strangers. So, hi, Joanne. Yeah, that's where we are with this case. So I just wanted to mention it. As I say, I haven't got much time this morning. Also, just wanted to thank everyone. Yeah, hi Joanne. Thank you for your. I think you bought me a Ko-fi or a super sticker. Thank you so much. Yeah. Joe, there's always, once one case finishes, another crazy case comes out, doesn't it? I mean, as well, I think in this day and age, they know, if you're going to go to the police and say, my baby's been abducted by a stranger, that's a massive thing, isn't it? Obviously, it's going to be all over the news. It's not going to be just a local story, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, so they know, sure, they've probably got a GoFundMe going already. I'll check that out later. I haven't got time now. They've probably got a bloody GoFundMe going already. And they've got 5 other children. What's that? They need to get those children off them, I think. Whatever, until it's established what's happened to little Emmanuel, bless him. They want to get those children away from them, because until they know for sure. I mean, do you know what? Maybe, I'm going to put a little candle up for Emmanuel. Maybe they do have absolutely nothing to do with it, in which case, but do you know what, if you had nothing to do with it, like if that was my baby, or if it, I'm sure you would feel the same. You know that they're going to interview you first. You know that if you say your baby's gone missing, your child's gone missing, and you'd want the interrogation as soon as possible so that they could move on and get it. But do you know what? The police aren't stupid either, are they? I mean, they deal with these things. They'll have experts watching, they're not idiots. They won't just assume that they have done it or that they haven't done it. But what they'll be doing is exploring all avenues. So they'll be looking at the parents until they have anything else to go on. But you would know that as a parent, wouldn't you? You would know that. You wouldn't stop cooperating, that's for sure. What person has ever stopped cooperating with the police when they were innocent? That brings to mind a bit the McCanns. And, again, the McCanns, they've not been proven to have done anything when Madeleine disappeared. But as soon as they were made suspects, they stopped cooperating. I can't see how you would ever stop cooperating. Even if you were made a suspect and you knew you hadn't done anything, you would just cooperate. You just think, they'll move on from this. You would have nothing to hide, would you? What would your reason be for stopping cooperating if you were innocent? Anyway, that's the way I look at it. Okay, I've got to go. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you to everyone for my birthday wishes, etc. I'll never run out of cases. That's one thing you can be sure of in this mad world. Oh, I thought I was going to be covering one for my little village yesterday, but as I say, I'll tell you about that on Thursday. God, it is a crazy world. And you know what? It's crazy everywhere. You think, it's crazy there, but, when people always say, you would never expect anything like that to happen in this little town, or, oh, God, there's noughts of queer as folk, whatever town they're from. Thank you. I'm off. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And as always, may your God go with you. Bye.